Hey, it's Miss Lady T and I'm back. I thought of something else to say. Confirmation. This was cool. This was cool. And I know I'm always like, don't do this, don't do that. I want to tell you a story, and this was so cool, and I pray I get through it, because I just thinking about it got me kind of teared up, and I'm just like, how amazing is to make somebody feel that good. It just, I talked about Saturday at my job and how it was so not, it was a good day. They had like an appreciation thing, and they had like some bigwigs come in, and they, judge our store on like appearance and the way it looks and product and having everything. This store was, it's immaculate. I think it looks good anyway, any day, but I guess I'm a little biased. The glass on the cases of like the cheese and stuff was so clear you could almost walk through it. And I was telling the people who, was cleaning the glass, I'm like, good job. I said, you can't even tell if there wasn't a handle there. You'd walk right through it, confirmation. And the store looked amazing. And we got 100% on our thing or whatever. Good job, everybody, pitching in and doing a little bit extra. Because we had, they call it Hive and Company, corporate comes in, rates your shit and stuff. But they had a little cookout. And that's what I'm saying. Just tell people good job and that they're doing good. It does make a difference. Anyway, they had a big cookout. I was on one of my runs, and I was just like, well, I got off at like 1 o'clock that day, and I ate after I got off, work. They had hot dogs, hamburgers, steak. They had everything, cookies, cupcakes. It was an appreciation, and they appreciated us good. So thank you. If they watch me or whatever, I'm not saying the name, but thank you. That was cool. And then I'll talk a little bit about manifestation. This is kind of funny, but not. There's been times you do without. Some days you might go hungry. Some days your animals might go a little hungry. Maybe you repair it and fix it. Make things out of something you didn't think you'd make. That kind of thing. But I got to see, I'd never want to see people go hungry, That's a horrible thing. I think nobody should go hungry, and, this company is very, good about, feeding, employees. We had a feast, and everybody ate kind of like in shifts, before they started work or on their break or after they got off. And I had manifested all, and it's the weirdest thing. I used to eat them every summer, was grilled out hot dogs with ketchup. Simple enough, And every time, I'd smell a cookout going on, I'm just like, damn, throw me a hot dog or two on there, man. I miss a grilled out hot dog. Something simple, something you wouldn't even think to even, okay, whatever. All summer long, I was like, man, grilled out hot dog. Well, when I walked into that room and I looked at that grilled hot dogs, you could have had 15 million of them if you wanted. I got me 2 grilled hot dogs. They had potato salad, coleslaw. They had everything. But I just wanted my 2 grilled out hot dogs. Simple enough. And I'll run around the house too and say, I want my, I will get there. And then my filet mignon and my baked potato with butter and my strawberry daiquiri. Simple enough. I've been manifesting. I can't wait to get that manifestation to come through. I know I talk a lot of food. I'm getting hungry. So you're gonna hear about food today. Looked up how to poach eggs. Just weird stuff. Never did it. Want to try it. Confirmation. The car started outside. But I sat down, and I don't know too many people there. I know some people there that I've went through their lines and checked out and stuff. And I got my hot dogs and stuff. And I'm like, man, this is great. And one of the bigwigs was kind of in there on the computer and stuff. And she's like, glad you guys are enjoying it. That's cool. She's working. And this lady sat down. And I talked to her a couple times about pets when I bought dog food there and stuff. Way before I ever worked there. And she sat down. She's like, she goes, I seen the hamburger. She goes, and I seen the hot dog. She goes, but then I seen the steak. This girl was so overjoyed eating this steak. She goes, I usually put sauce on it if I have steak. This don't even need sauce. She's just tearing into it. And I was eating I'm all happy because I'm eating my grilled out hot dogs with freaking ketchup. Just fresh buns. I mean, everything was just perfect. I didn't have no chips. They had pop. We got, got us a can of pop. I didn't get no cookies. I just wanted my 2 hot dogs and my Coke, and that's what I got. And I'm trying to drink more water. I do like my soda. Anyway, but I don't drink as much of it as I used to. It used to be a daily thing. Well, you got to cut corners and trim the fat, so to speak. So, you got water. Be happy you got water. Some people don't have that. Doors open across the street. Doors are opening. But anyway, this girl, she just made over this steak, and I'm just like, yeah. She goes, I hear ya. And I wasn't talking much because I'm loading myself up with these hot dogs. And I said, yeah, I'm really enjoying my hot dogs too. I said, this is great. I said, it smells good. I said, they got so much food. And I just got off an 8-hour shift, and I really just wanted to eat. And I'm like, I can eat today, And I don't mean to sound weird or sometimes, but sometimes we don't have a lot to feed ourselves, and maybe we're hungry, and we can't overindulge when we get food, and I have tend to do that too sometimes. But then the next day you're like, damn, I got no bread, pancakes. Yeah, there's always a plan B in my head. As far as food, I'm not letting anybody go hungry if I can and keep from it. And we've hit some times here, but now that I'm working, it's going to get better. Anyway, this lady's eating this steak, and we're just making over each other's. I'm like, yeah, the hot dogs. I've been wanting one of these all summer, and just now got a couple. And she goes, the steak. She goes, I'm going to take a picture of it. I'm like, do it. That's cool. And she's taking a picture of it. I'm like, you need to take a selfie with it. I said, with you eating the steak and take a picture of it. I said, send it to her. She goes, I am. She goes, I'm going to text so-and-so about my steak and a picture. She goes, I think I will take a picture of me with my steak. And I'm just like, she was just going on about this. It was just like, look how happy. And maybe some of us have steak once a week or, whatever. If you're lucky, that's cool. Not, knocking anything like that. But it's just amazing how happy this food made. And some people take this food for granted. It's like when I'm shopping for people, I'm just like, I've had manwich. I'm like, manwich sounds good with one of the really big, soft, nice, hamburger buns and some, maybe some sour cream and onion chip, not just regular chips, sour cream and onion chips, and maybe some Coca-Cola and some ice. I don't, just a nice meal, And I got me a pepperoni pizza that I never reheat. Never reheated pizza a day in my life. I usually eat it when I get it, and then it's done. And I don't order out much. I usually cook at home, buy my own stuff. But I'm just like, I haven't had a takeout pizza in a while, so I ordered vegan pizza the other night. Just finished eating it the other day. Way too much to sit and eat one sitting. And I'm like, I never reheated this pizza. Was just as good reheated in the toaster oven, and I'm like, cool. It made me a little sluggish and stuff, and I'm getting it out of my system now, so it's not so heavy. I don't eat heavy like that all the time. It was just kind of like treat yourself. And I was watching a reading on there. Was it a reading? I think it was. It said treat yourself on it. I was like, yeah, every once in a while you gotta treat yourself. It's good to drink your water and curb your smoke. If you smoke, try to not smoke so much. Maybe you'll run out of smokes. Did that last week. Had to quit smoking for a couple days. I bought me another pack after I got paid. But still, it's the small battles you win. Maybe you'll go back to battle with it again, and maybe you'll win next time, and you'll see, I'm not going to battle you no more. Just like with anything in life. I mean, obesity or drinking or smoking or anything. I never thought I would beat a lot of addictions I had, as far as taking pills and smoking shit you shouldn't be smoking, and I do smoke, that. Not gonna lie, it does. I do pray over every time I go to light. I will pray over it to enlighten me, to take me closer, not farther, make me not paranoid, and it happens. It works every time. I've never been paranoid on it. I meditate a little harder doing it, and I think if you use it in the right way, and it's your choice, my choice, it does makes me feel a little bit spiritual and more aware, even more aware of my surroundings, which I don't know how that could even happen, but there's something, even though the wind's still, there's clouds and there's different cars in the, there's stuff to be read, the colors of the cars, people walking by, sounds, just, there's so much stuff that the universe is just handing you out to, like, look, read it, look at it, figure it out. And you can do this. You just really got to be in me mixing with other energies now and being out in the workforce and stuff. It's been enlightening, and I'm friendly. I'm smiling even when I have bad days. I still try to smile. I don't let it break me. I just take a time out, say a little prayer to myself, and keep going. Keep going. But anyway, this is my steak story, and just wanted to let you know how happy this, the simple things that some people take for granted every day, some of us don't get that opportunity, and how happy and how appreciative and how humbled we are when we finally get to eat that hot dog or that steak and potato. It just humbles you, just like, thank you, God, for this food. And pray over your food, pray over your drinks, pray over everything you put in your vessel. I'm just serious. You know, people can be weird and just, you know, watch eating out a lot. Not here to preach, but I'm here to preach, I guess, whatever. But this was the steak story. But tell somebody hi. Tell somebody have a good day today. If you're at work, tell somebody good job. This Lady T.